And we are live. Let's go.
Let's go.
So, if you haven't already heard by now, my name is Albie,
And my name is Raps.
and together we kind of thought we'd kind of bring it all together. We'd kind of start our journey for the year. So, for that, I thought we would start a podcast. It's something that we've been thinking for a while. So, if you're listening to us for the first time, welcome. You're going to be hearing a lot of this voice. I wish it was a bit lower, but you have to deal with the gifts you get from God. And Raps, yourself?
Yes, so me and Albie, we've known each other for not a long time. And at the end of last year, we decided to make a podcast. Plan a podcast out and make it something happen this year.
But isn't it really interesting and really good that we actually put words into action this time?
Yes, we did. Sometimes you get stuck in the motion of, let's do this, and we never do it. So,
Hey,
getting
it's
all our
that
equipment,
accountability, isn't it, my friend?
Yes, it is.
So if you're listening, pardon the interruption, but welcome to the Between the Podcast.
Between the Lens podcast.
There we go. Between the Lens. So I myself, as a budding film director, loves to be behind the lens.
Myself, I like to be in front of the lens, doing vlogs and holding the camera in front of myself. I think of myself as an actor.
So we thought we'd meet somewhere in the middle. So here we are, in between the lens.
Yes, sir. But also, we have someone very important who's doing all the recording stuff. It's our brother Arthur.
So you'll hear him in the background. You'll start to kind of get to know him by his artistic integrity, his creativity, and how crisp every video looks.
Yes.
So this first episode is dedicated to Arthur. This is our brother.
Yes.
I myself have had the pleasure of knowing Arthur for my 4th year now. We grew up together. So you can even say we've grown together. That's how you know friends, not depending on the quantity of friends, but the quality of them. Am I right, Raps?
Yes. Arthur, he was actually my RA in my first year last year, and we actually met at 48 Hour Film and became close friends at 48 Hour Film, and that's why I grew to love that fella, man.
And Arthur, for myself, we were in the same hall in 2017, the mighty Tordor College. So we met at 48 Hour Film in 2017, and here we are in 2020, 4 years later. I'm surprised he hasn't grown to despise me by now, but here we are. So we thought we'd start a bit casual because, to be honest, I've been pretty nervous about this.
Yes.
We've been waiting to
yes.
put practice. I was going to say practice makes perfect, but we're waiting to kind of put this into fruition,
Yep.
And here we are. So for myself, should we give him a bit of an intro as to how we got to university?
Yeah, well, the topic of our podcast, really, for this episode anyway, is the struggle is real.
The trials and tribulations of university.
Yeah.
So, Raps, you take it away, my friend.
Alright, introduction for myself. My name is Rapta Mateo Neha Upogoina Wiki Cummings. I was born and raised in Wellington, but I'm from the Cook Islands, and I'm Cook Island Māori.
Let's go.
As I said, I was from Porirua, grew up in Porirua, went to primary in Porirua, went to intermediate in Whitby, and then I went to school in Wellington. Well, Tower College, that is. My journey to uni was quite the hard one, because I just got through college without wanting to drop out. And then, I applied for uni. Didn't even know what I wanted to do. Still don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm keeping along. And then I came down knowing nothing about this place. Know no one except a few friends from my college. Came to Toroa, and from there on met so many great people like Albie and Arthur. Met a lot of people that are still close friends of me right now. And that's basically my journey here. And yourself, Albie?
Okay, so I, like Raps himself, was born and raised in Wellington. I think I should give my full name before
I think you
kind
should.
Yeah, I really should. Okay, so my friends like to call me Albie, but my name is Albert William Longoi Fiti Le Mapuatai I Fairbrother.
Mangaia.
Sekia also, Sekia. And I am half Samoan, half Kiwi. Very proud to be of both sides. And for myself, as I say, I was born and raised in Wellington, grew up in the Hutt Valley. Very good childhood, being from a humongous Samoan family, you learn how to be a number, just one of the grandchildren, one of the kids. And aside from that, it was really interesting living two very separate and very particular lives. Much of which will go on in further episodes.
Yep.
But I went to school at St. Patrick's College in Silverstream, one of the best schools in Wellington. And from there, the man's talking from Tawa College. Let's just put it at that. So, yep, but hey, it doesn't really matter because in education is in education. We've ended up at the same place on the same couch.
And
Look where it's brought us. So I came down with a chip on my shoulder. I still have a chip on my shoulder. And I'm pretty much spending my life waiting to get that chip off my shoulder. So I am studying a Bachelor of Arts. I'm in my final year. Knock on wood, this is my final year and I get to graduate and return back to mum, the love of my life. And I think coming down here was probably one of the best and one of the worst decisions I've ever made in my life.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people will agree with that one.
Yeah, so, as I say, I came down with a chip on my shoulder. I had gone from being a merit to excellent level student in NCEA to failing UE and having to get my UE the week that I had actually come to university. So statistics have always said that I shouldn't be here. But hey, I'm here looking down the barrel of 7 final papers towards my Bachelor of Arts. I've actually started to find a calling in life, and I've started to find a purpose, and I don't know if I could have said that in 2017. So, for me, the relationships and the difficulties that I had to go through built me into who I am today. And to be honest, I wouldn't really have it any other way.
That's good.
Did you want to go into what you study, Robs?
Well, last year I did a half-site first year, as most people come to Otago to do sciences. And then I didn't go too well, so I ended up just taking a bunch of papers that would get me through the year. And then I went home and I wanted to study MIFCO, which is Media and Film Studies, and I got shut down. So at the moment I'm doing a Bachelor of Science majoring in Anatomy, and my mindset has changed a lot since I wanted to leave sciences. So I'm actually really enjoying it at the moment.
And who knows, as I say, you don't have to be studying media and film to be a lover of media and film. Case in point, this right here.
For example.
And it's something that it's really brought me closer to people that I necessarily wouldn't have gotten close to in the first place. Like my brother Arthur behind the camera. But it's just a curious case, isn't it? You know, coming to university, being under pressure that you've put on yourself.
Yep.
But the thing that I love about university And the thing there, I feel students can only succeed at university once they understand is accountability.
Yeah.
So I myself thought that I thought myself that I was really a really articulate student, a student with a great work ethic.
Hold on. What's articulate mean? Sorry, I have no idea what it means.
Articulate, I don't know, like, bruh, are you really gonna make me go on Google and search up what articulate
Sorry,
means?
I actually don't know what articulate means.
You know what, else you continue and I'll find what articulate means. You kind of put me on the spot here.
Sorry, Oos.
Nah, yeah, you know what, it's alright. I'm just gonna
Come
continue.
on, you gotta search it
So
up.
at the end of the day, I thought that I had at least some sort of ability in order to see it's having and showing the ability to speak fluently and coherently, Rups.
Yep.
Which, fingers crossed, I'm doing right now.
Yes.
But something we'll learn as we continue with this podcast day.
Yep.
So, wow, I really did not use that in a really good way when I was expressing being an articulate student. Anyway, so I myself thought that I had the tools to succeed at university.
Yep.
And then I hit that wall. Do you know the wall I'm talking about?
Nope.
The wall of university. The wall of realizing that NCA actually didn't prepare me for shit.
Oh, okay. Yes, I know that wall.
It's a very cold wall.
Yes.
It's a wall that... Yeah, it's a wall.
Something that you have to do to realize that there's actually a war there, because a lot of my friends that haven't come to uni are like, why is it so hard? Isn't it just like college? But I'm telling you right now, uni is a whole different level. Think as college as level 1, and uni jumps to like level 10 in one big spike.
Yeah, for sure. But at the end of the day, the problem that I had with shoving university down students' throats is the fact that students are going from, a 17-year-old student living at home, not having to actually worry about doing their own laundry, not even having to worry about cooking their own food, and chucked into a pond where they're a small fish in a very, very big pond. A pond where your
they go
lecturers...
into oceans.
Yeah, pretty much.
They go into oceans.
Head first into the Pacific Ocean, where the lecturers don't really care if you hand your assignments in.
Yeah.
They don't even care if they know your name. But there's something that I learned about university myself was realizing that, 30% of it is actually the study itself. 70% of it is just the other noise, isn't it? It's the... And, in Dunedin, and it's something we will touch base on. It's a sensitive subject, but, it's something that I feel we should. It's the drinking culture.
Yes.
It's the drug culture.
Yeah.
It's just being an adolescent in an adult environment.
Yeah. Let's just be real. It is here.
It's here. It's here. And it's...
Let's just be real about that.
If you're one that has never been exposed to what we call... the vices, you are in for a very, very rude awakening.
Yep.
And this is something that I've seen with a lot of different types of students, so especially the ones that come down to university for the first time, especially from a real confining or restrictive lifestyle, i.e.
boarding
just
school?
For an example, boarding school, coming from a Pacific Island family. Once you get that little bit of freedom, it either goes one of two ways. It either makes or breaks you. You either take that little bit of freedom and you absolutely run with it.
Yep.
Or you take that little bit of freedom and you go absolutely crazy. But something that I didn't even realize about what I was wanting to study, ask any of my friends in school what I was actually good at in school. Well, I never did drama, never did media studies. I was a commerce student to the death.
Wow.
But coming here, I kind of realized that I actually wasn't learning much about my degree. I was learning more about myself. And that's something
That's a big thing here.
Oh, this is gonna be cringe. I don't know if you'll think this is cringe, but you know, you learn more about yourself, and you kind of graduate at life once you finish uni, don't you?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
kind of like there's no turning back.
Yeah, exactly. Like, coming to uni is actually a big step, especially for PIs. Like, even if you're the first one in the family, you know what I mean? Like, for me, I mean, I have a twin sister, but coming to uni for the first time, you know, you actually don't know what you're doing. And then you think you know what you're doing, but then you find out really quickly that you don't have a
Exactly.
freaking clue what the heck you want to do. Like, for example,
But
me, I
the
wanted
thing
to do
is,
film.
that's okay. That's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Like first year is a buffer
Yeah.
period.
Yeah.
What
First-
did you want to study? Tell me what you want to study, Rups.
I want to do film.
What are you studying, Rups?
Science.
But is that okay?
Yes, it is okay.
That's okay because you don't have to be studying in order to accumulate the knowledge in something that you're actually passionate about, isn't it?
For sure.
And that's probably the first lesson in podcast number 1. You learn more about yourself than you do about your degree.
Yes, sir. A degree's only your name on a piece of paper that gets you more money.
Hey, if you're like me and I missed out on fees free, I'm $7,000 more in debt than you are, my friend. So,
Yes, sir.
but I wouldn't have it any other way. I've enjoyed my time here in Dunedin. I've made so many new friends, and I've met so many people that not only have embraced me, but have celebrated my strengths, but also have enhanced my weaknesses.
Yep.
No, that's the other way around. They've enhanced my strengths and they've celebrated my weaknesses. So
And that what you say that improves you as a person?
it definitely does. Coming here, here's you thinking, okay, I'm doing a Bachelor of Arts, double majoring in media, film, communications, and
Yep.
Pacific Studies. But no, I'm doing a Bachelor of Arts, majoring in life.
Yeah.
But that's
Wow.
fine. It's like that's what happens when you come to a student city like this. Hey, trust me, I wish I had family down here supporting me. I wish I could just give my mum a hug every single day and just cry on her shoulder every time I have a shit day.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just not a reality here.
Mm.
You have to pull your socks up even though you don't even know if you're wearing sandals.
Yep. All right, then. Also, I think that's a good segue into what we're about to talk about next, and that is going to be why are you here? Why are you doing what you're doing at the moment? In terms of school, in terms of why we're doing the podcast at the moment.
For sure.
You know, why
Okay.
you want to be a director? Why you doing film? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I came to university not really knowing what I wanted. I came to university as an escape. Like I love my family. I love my family to bits.
Yep.
As much as I barely see them when I go home, I love them from a distance. But that's okay too. But I came here to escape from what I couldn't face back home. So, hey, at the end of year 12, my dad had passed away.
Yep.
And at this stage, now looking back, 4 years later, something I probably couldn't say then, you just got to keep moving forward.
Yep.
If you're
Definitely.
still alive today, I wouldn't be sitting here. I wouldn't have met you.
Yeah.
And I would probably be at home, a shell of the man that I've become. The man that has made all these friends, made a few enemies. But I wouldn't be standing here or sitting here with the life experiences that I have.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm doing this. Like, to be honest, I wanted to do this podcast so we can get a bit of recognition. But
Yeah.
like I said, we've kind of started to realize in the 18 minutes since this podcast has started that we just wanted a voice.
Yeah.
I wanted a voice. I feel so restricted to be this. I just feel so restricted in this box.
What box are you
And
talking about?
the box that I've built myself. It's a box that I've built myself. Like I have to act a certain way. I have to be this. I have to be that.
So do you
But
think
why
that's...
can't I just let my hair down when I come home every
Mm.
day and just chill and speak into a microphone and hope that someone's listening somewhere?
Yes. I think we're just getting to that point where we want to be outside of that. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people don't want to do things just because no one else is doing it. You know,
Exactly.
so no one's doing a podcast at our age. You know what I mean? No one's wanting to do this stuff, trying to voice their opinions on uni or mental health even.
Yeah.
In New Zealand, really, I'm not sure about the rest of the world, but in New Zealand, really, there isn't much things like this. And doing
No.
this takes us both out of our comfort zones.
Exactly. And I feel like you can't flourish unless you remove yourself from your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Once you remove yourself from being comfortable, you kind of start to realize what you're really made of, eh?
Yeah.
And as I say, like I came to Dunedin not really to study, but to experience what it was like to be an individual.
Mm.
Like I spent my whole life pretty much being my dad's primary caregiver because he was elderly. Once he passed away, I dabbled in helping being my grandparents' primary caregivers while my aunties would work at night time,
Yeah.
through to boarding at St. Pat's for a year and living in a household full of 120 hormonal boys. So I've never had the
Yeah.
chance in order to kind of see where I'm at, see how I'm doing. And coming down to a Dunedin where I don't have that luxury of having that support, kind of just built that resilience within me and just showed me that, hey, I can do this on my own.
Yeah.
Not
Definitely.
meaning that I'm going to, but if I need to, if it comes down to that, I'm freaking strong enough, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
How about yourself, Miles? What brought you down here?
Well, I've always had a plan since I was young to come to uni. My parents sort of made me decide on what I wanted to do or have a plan for what I wanted to do in my future. So at about 10 years old, I was still in intermediate primary age, you know what I mean? And they said to me, you need to figure out what you want to do in the future.
At 10 years old.
Yes. And I was
Wow.
like, wow, I'm just this little kid
I
who
guess
wants
if
to...
you're starting them, start them
Keep-
young, I guess.
You know, I was just this young kid, and they're like, you have to figure out what you want to do. And it's not a bad thing. It's just that they wanted to prepare me for what was going to come.
For sure.
So
To be fair, I've met Raps's mum, and I haven't seen a woman so driven to see their children succeed
yeah,
than something that I'd look at. Oh, other than looking at my mum herself. Like,
Yeah.
shout out to Auntie Paddy, let's go.
Yeah. So yeah, 10 years old, Raps sitting there listening to his parents. What do you want to be? I don't know, Mum. I don't know, Dad. That's not good enough. And I was like, wow. Well, I play sport, play rugby, play netball at the time. And then I was like, I want to be a physio when I go to uni. And they were like, well, from here on in, you're going to have to study properly so you can go to uni. So I guess that's where my why started. And then I got to admit that I sort of took my studies for granted as I was going through college.
Hey, we take the whole college
Yep.
experience for granted.
Yeah, so I took it big time for granted. And I mean, I could have got higher grades, but obviously I didn't. But then my why became I wanted to do something for my parents. You know, like I wanted to graduate, and in the future I want to see myself getting a good job so I can support them. And then that became my why in the end. And that's always been my why since I figured it out. And so really it's just trying to make my parents happy for something that I've done. I mean, they're probably always proud of me for whatever I've done, but I think graduating uni is one of the biggest things. Especially because I'm going for my dad. He's got like, I think 3 degrees. So
Well,
I want to go for that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So it's not like no one has done it in my family, but it's put my
If anything, that
Yeah.
sounds like a whole lot of expectation, Rups.
oh, it's not expectation because I want to do it. If it was expectation, it would be my parents want to do it.
And that's a point that I would want to stress to our listeners, eh?
Yeah.
And that's a really good point that you've brought up, eh?
Yeah.
Are we doing this for ourselves, or are we doing it to make our parents happy?
Yeah.
Like my mum, she always said, the minute I walk back in that door, back in the slums of Nainai, with that $30,000 piece of paper, knowing that I can get a job if I wanted to in a field that I've studied, she knows her job is done.
Yeah.
And my wish right now, and my goal in the next 5 years, is to work and get such a good job, and who knows, I could be making films. That would be my passion. But that's so my mum would never have to work another day in her life.
That's like me too, bro. I just want to be able to take care of my family when I grow up, because you're trying to give back for everything they've given to you while you're growing up.
And for sure, that's such a big thing in the Pasifika community, isn't it?
Mm.
It's the idea, and in my family itself, it's the idea of when one eats, we all eat.
Yeah.
And something that I'm really proud of my cousins, and they do really well, is they provide. So my cousins, they've got the good jobs, they've got the material goods, so they've got the tools in order to sustain a healthy lifestyle within the wider family. And because of that, my aunties and uncles, they've all bared the fruits of that. So they've all prospered from my cousins getting good jobs, getting good income.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, hey, mum, dad, do you need $300?
Yeah.
Awesome. There's something that my mum is waiting for.
Yeah.
And she's probably one of the last siblings waiting for that. And that's what drives me. Whenever I have a shit day, whenever I have a day where I just want to give up, whenever I look at myself in the mirror and feel like I'm inadequate, I think my mum is at work as we speak.
It's a big motivation for me anyway, and for you obviously.
For sure.
So that moves us on to our next one. Next thing that we're about to talk about. Which is struggle on your journey.
We all do. We all do struggle on our journey. But it's not the idea that the struggle will define you. It's the fact that you continue to take the punches, but you keep fighting back.
Yep.
And I think we're products of that struggle. We're products of that resilience. And I think it's that resilience that's been instilled through the qualities that our parents have instilled in us from such a young age. And this is a shout out to my parents and Raps's parents.
I know you're watching this.
And Mum, I'll show you how to work Spotify when I get home in November. But yeah, like I wish we will be able to go through and have a chat in regards to that struggle in a later episode.
Yep.
But for right now, I think we can leave it at that. So at this stage, you've kind of started to get a bit of an introduction as to what we really want to talk about.
Yep.
I love people. I love Mausa here. And I love being able to have a channel and a mode of being able to speak my mind.
This is our voice, bro. Like, this is where everyone's gonna listen to us. Where everyone can come if they wanna know something that's real.
Yeah. So that's our first episode. We're here to stay. We're here to not to take over. We're here to
build an
spread some
empire.
truth. We're here to Empire, you reckon? We're here to spread some truth. You know, we're here to make sure that we can just impact someone's life. I think
Yes.
that's what it is.
Think if we can do that, one of our jobs is done.
For sure. But that's us. It's a Saturday night. We're going to go have a sleep before we go to church in the morning. But, thanks for tuning in. You'll definitely hear us more in the next
Yes,
episode.
sir.
Ka kite anō.